from which it grew. The story of Muthoot is not just a story of a business, but a family legacy of trust in the heart of Central Travancore. It is a history built on the pillars of passion, commitment, and an unceasing act of altruism. It was in 1988 that this legacy took a profound turn into the healing arts. The late Dr. George Korean MRCP founded the Muthoot Medical Center here in Coringery under the guidance and blessings of late Shri M. George Muthoot. These noble souls with a singular noble vision to provide the very best high quality medical care to the rural community in a financially responsible manner. From that noble seed in 1988, Muthoot Healthcare has grown into a multidisciplinary conglomerate. Today, we stand as a beacon of clinical excellence, home to the first NABH accredited hospital in Central Travancore, and a leader in advanced medical technology like robotic surgery.
As we move on to the official inaugural function, I humbly request the distinguished dignitaries to occupy the dais. Dr. Arun V. Roy, Organizing Secretary and Consultant Pulmonologist, MGM Muthoot Hospitals, Coringery. Cherry and Matthew, Organizing Committee and Laparoscopic Surgeon, MGM Muthoot Hospitals, Coringery. Mr. Veerashekaran Subai, Chief Executive Officer, Muthoot Healthcare. Medical and Managing Director of Muthoot Healthcare, Dr. Georgie Korean Muthoot. Joining them, we are privileged to welcome Patna Sri Dr. A. Marthandapalli, Consultant Neurosurgeon, President and Chairman of Anandapuri Hospital and Research Center, Tirunelveli. We are privileged to have with us Sri George Jacob Muthoot, Group Chairman of Muthoot Group. Finally, it's a profound honor to invite our chief guest, Srimati Veena George, Honorable Minister for Health, Women and Child Development, the Government of Kerala, to take place of honor. Ladies and gentlemen, for a standing ovation.
Honorable audience, we also acknowledge the presence of Sri Jacob Muthoot IPS, former DGP, and Justice K. Abraham Andrew, former Justice Again. And our guest of honor, Dr. Jose Chaco Pereira.
ഹൃദയരാഗതന്ത്രിമീട്ടി സ്നേഹഗീതമേകിയും കർമ്മഭൂമി തളിങ്ങൾ പാടുമീ സ്വരങ്ങൾ കീർത്തനങ്ങളാകണേ ചൂടുവയ്ക്കുമീ പദങ്ങൾ നൃത്തലോലമാകണേ കുഞ്ഞു വീടിനുൾക്കടങ്ങൾ നാമം ഇന്നും വാഴ്ത്തിടാം.
Thank you for that soulful beginning. Please be seated. To formally welcome this august gathering, I invite Dr. Sharian Matthew, Organizing Committee Chairman, Medical Superintendent and Chief Surgeon, MGM Muthoot Hospitals, Karanjeri, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning to all. Honorable Minister of Health, Women and Child Development, Government of Kerala, Srimati Veena George. Respected Chairman of Muthoot Group, Mr. George Jacob Muthoot. Managing Director of Muthoot Healthcare, Dr. George Kurin Muthoot. Past National President of Indian Medical Association, Dr. A. Marthandapiள்ளை. Chief Executive Officer of Muthoot Healthcare, Mr. Veera Sekara Subbayan. Organizing Secretary of this conference, Dr. Arun V. Joy. Distinguished faculties, delegates, senior clinicians, academicians, invited guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure and privilege to extend a warm and cordial welcome to all of you to the annual Continuing Medical Education Program, MedCon, of Muthoot, MGM Muthoot Hospital, Karanjeri. Continuing medical education plays a pivotal role in keeping pace with the rapidly evolving landscape of modern medicine. This conference has been thoughtfully designed to promote evidence-based practice, encourage meaningful academic discussions, and provide practical insights that can be directly translated into improved patient care. Programs like this reinforce our commitment to lifelong learning and clinical excellence. We are deeply honored by the gracious presence of our Honorable Minister of Health and Women and Child Development, Government of Kerala, Srimati Veena George. Madam is a close associate of Muthoot Hospitals and Muthoot Group. Her visionary leadership, steadfast commitment, and people-centric approach have significantly strengthened Kerala's healthcare system. Madam, your presence today adds great dignity and significance to this academic gathering and is a source of inspiration to the entire medical community. With a deep respect, we welcome you to the conference. I extend our respectful greetings to the leadership of the Muthoot Group Chairman, Mr. George Jacob Muthoot. His foresight, strong values, and unwavering support have been instrumental in transforming Muthoot Hospital into a center of excellence, ethical practice, and patient-centered care. Sir, we welcome you to preside over the function. Dr. George Kurin Muthoot, Managing Director of Muthoot Healthcare, dynamic leader, under whom the hospital has witnessed remarkable growth and development. The establishment of advanced facilities such as oncology block, state-of-the-art operation theaters, PET CT services, and dialysis unit stand testimony of his vision of bringing world-class healthcare closer to the community. His academic interest transformed Muthoot Hospital into a postgraduate institution for doctors. Sir, on behalf of all of us, sincerely welcome you. We are privileged to have among us Dr. A. Marthandapiள்ளை, an internationally renowned neurosurgeon, Padma Shri awardee, Managing Director of Anandabari Hospitals, Trivandrum, and the past National President of Indian Medical Association. So, your distinguished presence greatly enriches this academic forum. We welcome you for the great respect. I would also acknowledge the dynamic leadership of our CEO, Mr. Veera Sekhar Subayan, whose discipline, motivation, and proactive approach continue to drive operational excellence and organizational growth within the Muthoot Healthcare. We sincerely welcome you for the function. Dr. Arun B. Joy is the accomplished pulmonologist and the organizing secretary. I sincerely welcome you. We are very happy to have Dr. Jose Chaco Periapuram, who will be delivering Dr. George Curie Memorial Oration today. So we humbly welcome you for the meeting. We also have Justice Abraham Matthew, former High Court Judge Kerala, Sri Jacob Unus, former DGP Kerala, Dr. Syriac, IMA person. We welcome you all of you to the meeting. We are truly grateful to our distinguished faculty members who have taken time from their demanding schedule to share their expertise and experience. Your participation significantly enhances the academic value of this conference and foster meaningful profession and collaboration. Dear delegates, your enthusiastic participation is what we truly bring this conference to life. We hope the sessions stimulate thought, encourage dialogue, and contribute to lasting professional relationship. I also take this opportunity to thank our invited guests, senior doctors, and clinicians for this continued guidance, support, and presence. This program would not have been possible without the tireless effort of the organization team and the support of us. I sincerely welcome all of them. Once again, on behalf of MGM Muthoot Hospitals, Coranchery, I extend a heartfelt welcome to all dignitaries, faculty members, and delegates. We wish you a rewarding academic experience and pleasant stay with us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We extend a very warm welcome to you too, sir.
We have with us Dr. Georgie Kurian Muthoot, who has carried his father's vision forward into a new era of state-of-the-art multi-specialty care. It is now our honor to invite Dr. Georgie Kurian Muthoot, Medical and Managing Director, Muthoot Healthcare, to deliver the patron's message.
Good morning, everyone. As we gather for Muthoot MedCon 2026, I extend a very warm welcome to all the dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, our senior clinicians, our faculty members, colleagues, and dignitaries present here today. I acknowledge with respect the presence of our chief guest, Srimati Veena George, Honorable Minister for Health, Women, and Child Development, Government of Kerala. Madam, your leadership and commitment has contributed substantially to improvements in healthcare infrastructure across the state, and we are honored by your presence here today. I'm also respectfully acknowledging the presence of our group chairman, Sri George Jacob Muthoot, whose vision and enduring commitment has shaped the values and long-term direction of Muthoot Group and Muthoot Healthcare. As patron, it is a privilege to address you all today at this academic and professional forum. The CME represents the foundation of responsible and contemporary medical practice. Medicine continues to evolve rapidly. Evidence expands. Guidelines are refined. Technology reshapes how care is delivered. Continuing medical education gives clinicians the discipline to engage with this change thoughtfully and responsibly. It sharpens clinical judgment, it reinforces ethical standards, and most importantly, it safeguards patients. What is discussed must translate into better decisions at the bedside, in operating theaters, and in moments of clinical uncertainty. MedCon 2026 also stands at a meaningful intersection of memory and progress. This program is rooted in the ethos of my father, the late Dr. George Kurian Muthoot, our founder medical director. He believed healthcare was not merely a profession, but a covenant built on trust, responsibility, and respect for patient dignity. After more than 2 decades in the United Kingdom as a senior physician, specializing in cardiology and later in general practice, he returned to Kerala in 1988 with a clear purpose: to serve the community, to strengthen local healthcare, to build an institution of lasting value. The Dr. George Kurian Muthoot oration honors this legacy. We are privileged to host the memorial oration, The Gift of Life, by Padma Bhushan Dr. Jose Chako Periyapuram, whose distinguished career and pioneering contributions significantly advanced the field of cardiothoracic surgery. Muthoot Healthcare has grown steadily over the last 37 years. What began as a modest hospital in Koranjeri serving a rural community in central Travancore has evolved into an organization with wider reach and greater responsibility. In the past year alone, nearly 5 lakh patients were served, reinforcing our role in regional healthcare. Quality has remained the central part of this journey. We have deliberately set out to lead, establishing clear benchmarks of quality in central Travancore, and becoming the first institution in the region to achieve NABH and AACI accreditations. These milestones reflect a sustained commitment to safety, governance, and national and international standards. That commitment continues through focused clinical and technological advancements. At Pathanamthitta Muthoot Hospital, the emergency department has significantly expanded, strengthening our capacity for critical and time-sensitive care. An advanced PET-CT facility at the MG George Muthoot Cancer Center is near completion, and we will commission shortly, supported by SPECT imaging. Our theater complex is being modernized to support transplantation and cardiothoracic and vascular surgery, alongside investment in the next generation cath labs with advanced digital and IoT-enabled systems. Muthoot Healthcare has also established the region's first robot-assisted surgical program, commissioned in both hospitals with over 150 successful robotic procedures completed to date. These developments are about outcomes, safety, and ensuring advanced care is available closer to home. Together, we move beyond academic discussions to address the real challenges of modern medicine, with the precision of robotic interventions to the urgency of antimicrobial stewardship, ensuring that the insights shared today meaningfully inform clinical decisions tomorrow. Looking ahead, 2026 marks a period of transformation for Muthoot Healthcare. I'm proud to announce that we will commission further advances in infrastructure and technology. Our critical care capacity is expanding. Expansion plans for several clinical departments is being developed. And a comprehensive digital transformation is underway with a fully integrated system planned by 2027. Medical education remains central to this journey. Our colleges of nursing and allied health sciences continue to expand, ensuring education and clinical innovation progress together. Our commitment to learning is further strengthened through our DNB programs, which integrate structured postgraduate training with strong clinical governance, ensuring that education, service delivery, and patient safety progress together. And as we prepare to expand our services beyond Pathanamthitta district into other towns and cities, our guiding principles remain unchanged. Clinical excellence, ethical practice, responsible growth, and service to the community. Before I conclude, I place on record my appreciation for the efforts behind this program. MedCon 2026 reflects careful planning and academic rigor made possible through the leadership of our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Veerashekaran Subayan, our medical superintendents, Dr. Cherian Matthew and Dr. Jinu Kurian Thomas, and the organizing committee of consultants and faculty members, along with the excellent contribution of a multitude of administrative staff. Ultimately, looking after you is more than a tagline. It is a promise shaped by legacy, strengthened by learning, and delivered through compassion and accountability. I encourage each of you to engage with this CME program and translate your learning into everyday practice. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your commitment to patient care. And I wish Muthoot MedCon 2026 every success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have the presidential address. I invite Shri Joe Jacob Muthoot, Group Chairman, Muthoot Group, to deliver the presidential address.
Honorable Health Minister Srimati Veena George, MD and Medical Director Georgie Kurian, Dr. Cherian Matthew, Organizing Committee Chairman and MS of Muthoot Medical Center, Padma Shri Dr. Marthanda Pillai, MD, Anandapuri Hospital, Trivandrum, Justice K. Abraham Matthew, Sri Jacob Punnus, former DGP, Dr. Jose Chaku of Lisi Hospital, Dr. Arun V. Joy, Organizing Secretary, Mr. Veerashekaran, CEO of Muthoot Medical Centers, Dr. Jinu Kurian, Medical Superintendent of Pathanamthitta Medical Center, Muthoot Medical Center, all the dignitaries, distinguished doctors, and guests of today. I am very much privileged and amazed to be here with all these great doctors in front of me. I am sure that most of you are doctors, except very few people like me and the health minister. But health minister is now more than a doctor. So it gives me great pleasure to be here at Muthoot MedCon 2026 among senior doctors, faculty members, and colleagues committed to the advancement of medical care. I respectfully acknowledge the presence of our chief guest, our family friend, our long family friend, and our great friend of our former chairman, MG George Muthoot, Srimati Veena George, Honorable Minister of Health, Women and Child Development, Government of Kerala. We are honored by your presence, Madam, at this important academic program of today. Korancheri is not just where this institution, this Muthoot Medical Center stands. It is our home. It is where the values of Muthoot family were shaped and where our sense of responsibility to society first took root. From modest beginning, the Muthoot Group has grown over decades, but our relationship with Korancheri has remained constant. This community has supported us, trusted us, and grown with us. In return, We have always believed that progress must be shared and success must be serve a large purpose. Muthoot Healthcare reflects this belief. What began as a local hospital has evolved into a center of care, education, and innovation while remaining deeply connected to the people it serves. For our family, healthcare has never been only about building and technology. It has always been about values, compassion, integrity, respect to human dignity, and commitment to do what is right. These values continue to guide the Muthoot Group across generations. I am encouraged by the role of the next generation in carrying this legacy forward with responsibility and purpose, while remaining rooted in the traditions that define us. Muthoot Medical Center is the dream of our elder brother, late Dr. George Kurian, and the same legacy is continued by his beloved son, Dr. Georgie Kurian, by a team of dedicated doctors and staff. My dear doctors, this CME program reflects our belief that excellence in healthcare depends on continuous learning, professional integrity, and service to society. I congratulate the organizing team and clinical leadership for sustaining this culture of academic engagement. I wish Muthoot MedCon 2026 every success, and I thank each one of you for the vital work you do in caring for patients and strengthening our healthcare system. Thank you all, and God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the most significant moment of the day, the formal inauguration of Muthoot MedCon 2026. Today, we are privileged to have with us Srimati Veena George, Honorable Minister for Health, Women and Child Development, Government of Kerala. Hailing from the heart of Aramulla, her own home constituency, she embodies the spirit of service rooted in her community. From her early days in Pathanamthitta to becoming a respected journalist and now a leader in public health, she has always dedicated herself to the welfare of the people. With compassion, courage, and unwavering commitment, she has guided Kerala's health system through challenging times, inspiring hope and trust in every corner of the state.
We respectfully invite our chief guest, Srimati Veena George, Honorable Minister for Health, Women and Child Development, to lead the dignitaries in the lighting of the lamp and to deliver the inaugural address. We request ma'am to proceed with the inaugural address.
താങ്ക് യു. എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. ബഹുമാന്യനായിട്ടുള്ള യോഗാധ്യക്ഷൻ, മുത്തൂറ്റ് ഗ്രൂപ്പ് ചെയർമാൻ ആദരണീയനായ ശ്രീ ജോർജ് ജേക്കബ് മുത്തൂറ്റ്, ആദരണീയനായ പത്മഭൂഷൺ ഡോക്ടർ ജോസ് ചാക്കോ പെരിയപുരം സർ, ആദരണീയനായ പത്മശ്രീ ഡോക്ടർ എ മാർത്താണ്ഡപിള്ള സർ, ഏറെ ബഹുമാന്യനായ ഡോക്ടർ ജോർജി കുര്യൻ മുത്തൂറ്റ്, Dr. Chirian Matthew, Dr. Arun V. Joy, CEO, MGM Hospitals, Shri Veera Shekharan Subayan, Dr. Josh K. Thomas, Dr. Matthew Tyrian, Dr. Murali Krishnanake Ulpade, all the veteran doctors on and off the dais, ബഹുമാന്യരായിട്ടുള്ള ആരോഗ്യ പ്രവർത്തകരെ, പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട സഹോദരീ സഹോദരന്മാരെ, സുഹൃത്തുക്കളെ, മെഡ്കോൺ 2026 സംഘടിപ്പിക്കുന്നതിന് മുത്തൂറ്റ് ഗ്രൂപ്പിനെ, MGM ഹോസ്പിറ്റൽസിനെ ഹൃദയപൂർവ്വം അഭിനന്ദിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇവിടെ സൂചിപ്പിച്ചതുപോലെ അനുദിനം പുതിയ അറിവുകൾ, പുതിയ സങ്കേതങ്ങൾ, പുതിയ ചികിത്സാ സംവിധാനങ്ങൾ രൂപപ്പെടുന്ന ഒന്നാണ് നമ്മുടെ വൈദ്യശാസ്ത്ര മേഖല. അപ്പോൾ I would definitely like to take this opportunity to congratulate MGM Muthoot Hospitals for creating such a wonderful platform for exchange of ideas, for discussions. വൈദ്യശാസ്ത്രത്തിലെയും ടെക്നോളജിയിലെയും പുതിയ കാര്യങ്ങൾ, ചാലഞ്ചസ്, വെല്ലുവിളികൾ ചർച്ച ചെയ്യുന്നതിനും ആശയവിനിമയം നടത്തുന്നതിനും ഇത്തരത്തിൽ വളരെ മനോഹരമായൊരു പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തതിന് ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി ഹൃദയപൂർവ്വമായിട്ടുള്ള അഭിനന്ദനങ്ങൾ അറിയിക്കുകയാണ്. അതുമാത്രമല്ല, മാർത്താണ്ഡപിള്ള സാറും ജോസ് ചാക്കോ സാറും ഒക്കെ ഉൾപ്പെടെയുള്ള വെറ്ററൻസ് ഉള്ള അവരൊക്കെ സംസാരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കോൺഫറൻസ് കൂടിയാണ് ഇത്. കേരളത്തിൻ്റെ ആരോഗ്യരംഗത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് പറയുമ്പോൾ നമുക്കറിയാം, നമ്മൾ നേരിടുന്നത് പുതിയ കാലത്തിൻ്റെ വെല്ലുവിളികളാണ്. കേരളം മാത്രമല്ല, ലോകം മുഴുവൻ പുതിയ കാലത്തിൻ്റെ വെല്ലുവിളികളെ നേരിട്ടുകൊണ്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ മുന്നോട്ട് പോകുന്നത്. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ തിരുവല്ലയിലാണുള്ളത്. തിരുവല്ല അപ്പർ കുട്ടനാട് മേഖലയാണ്. അവിടെ നിന്ന് അങ്ങോട്ട് നമ്മൾ ആലപ്പുഴയിലേക്ക് കടക്കുമ്പോൾ കുട്ടനാടിൻ്റെ മറ്റു ഭാഗങ്ങളിലേക്ക് പോകും. ഈ സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ നേരിടുന്ന ഒരു ചാലഞ്ച് H5N1 ആണ്. ഏവിയൻ ഫ്ലൂ, പക്ഷിപ്പനിയാണ്. എല്ലാ വർഷവും നമുക്കറിയാം, ഇതേ സമയത്ത് ഏതാണ്ട് H5N1 മൂലം താറാവുകൾ, കോഴികൾ ഒക്കെ തന്നെ ചാവുന്ന വാർത്തകൾ മാധ്യമങ്ങളിൽ വരാറുണ്ട്, എല്ലാവരുടെയും ശ്രദ്ധയിലേക്ക് വരാറുണ്ട്. ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെൻറ്റ്സ്, ആരോഗ്യ വകുപ്പും മൃഗസംരക്ഷണ വകുപ്പുമൊക്കെ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഇൻസിഡൻറ്റ് ഉണ്ടാകുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ സാമ്പിൾസ് എടുത്ത് പരിശോധിച്ച് അത് രോഗമാണോ അല്ലയോ എന്ന് സ്ഥിരീകരിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ഞാനിത് പറയാൻ കാരണം, ഇന്നലെ കഴിഞ്ഞ ദിവസം നമുക്ക് വന്ന റിസൾട്ട്സ് മറ്റ് ജില്ലകളിൽ, എറണാകുളം ഉൾപ്പെടെയുള്ള മറ്റ് ജില്ലകളിൽ കാക്കകൾ കൂട്ടത്തോടെ ചത്തതായിട്ട് കണ്ടു. സാമ്പിൾ എടുത്ത് പരിശോധിച്ചു. കഴിഞ്ഞ വർഷം തിരുവല്ലയിലും ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ഒരു മയിൽ ചത്തു, ഒരു കാക്ക ചത്തു. നമ്മൾ സാമ്പിൾ എടുത്ത് പരിശോധിച്ചപ്പോൾ H5N1 ആയിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ മൈഗ്രേറ്ററി ബേർഡ്സിൽ നിന്ന്, ദേശാടന പക്ഷികളിലൂടെ രോഗം ഇവിടേക്ക് എത്തുന്നു എന്നാണ് കണക്ക്. ഞാനിത് പറയുന്നതിന് കാരണം, കഴിഞ്ഞ വർഷത്തെ കണക്കുകൾ സൂചിപ്പിക്കുന്നത് ആഗോളതലത്തിൽ 800-ലധികം ആളുകൾക്ക്, മനുഷ്യർക്ക് ഏവിയൻ ഫ്ലൂ അവരിൽ കണ്ടെത്തി എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. മോർട്ടാലിറ്റി വളരെ ഹൈ ആണ്. പക്ഷെ ലക്ലി ദ ഡിസീസ് ഇസ് നോട്ട് ഗെറ്റിംഗ് ട്രാൻസ്മിറ്റഡ് ഫ്രം ഹ്യൂമൻ ടു ഹ്യൂമൻ. മനുഷ്യരിൽ നിന്ന് മനുഷ്യരിലേക്ക് ട്രാൻസ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നില്ല ഇതുവരെ. പക്ഷികളിൽ നിന്ന് മനുഷ്യരിലേക്ക് വന്നതേ ഉള്ളൂ. പക്ഷെ കേരളത്തിലെ ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ നമ്മുടെ ഇൻസിഡൻസ് കണ്ടാൽ മറ്റു പക്ഷികളിൽ, ഇപ്പോൾ കാക്ക ഒക്കെ എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഒരു താറാവോ കോഴിയൊക്കെ ചത്താൽ ചിലപ്പോൾ അവിടെ ചെന്ന് അത് ഇങ്ങനെ അതിൻ്റെ അവിടെ ഭക്ഷണം അതിൽ നിന്ന് എടുക്കുന്ന സാഹചര്യമാണ്. കൊക്കങ്ങനെയല്ല. അപ്പോൾ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ജാഗ്രതയോടുകൂടി നമ്മൾ മുന്നോട്ട് പോകുന്ന ഒരു കാലഘട്ടമാണ്. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത് സൂണോട്ടിക് ഡിസീസസ്, പുതിയ കാലത്തിൻ്റെ വെല്ലുവിളികൾ. ഓരോ വർഷവും നമുക്ക് നിപ്പായുടെ സിംഗിൾ ഇൻസിഡൻസ് ആണെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടായിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. നാം നേരിടുന്നത്, നാം ഫേസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് പുതിയ കാലത്തിൻ്റെ വെല്ലുവിളികളാണ്. ഞാനിവിടെ വന്നപ്പോൾ കേട്ടതും ഏറ്റവും നമ്മൾ ഫേസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന വലിയൊരു ചാലഞ്ചാണ് ജീവിതശൈലി രോഗങ്ങൾ. അപ്പോൾ കേരളത്തിൻ്റെ പൊതുസമൂഹത്തെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം പതിറ്റാണ്ടുകളായിട്ടുള്ള ദീർഘവീക്ഷണത്തോടെയുള്ള നയങ്ങളുടെ ആസൂത്രണത്തിൻ്റെയൊക്കെ ഭാഗമായി മികച്ച ആരോഗ്യ സൂചകങ്ങൾ നമുക്കുണ്ട്. നമ്മുടെ ശിശുമരണ നിരക്ക് ഏറ്റവും കുറവാണ്, മാതൃമരണ നിരക്ക് ഏറ്റവും കുറവാണ്, നവജാത ശിശുമരണ നിരക്ക് ഏറ്റവും കുറവാണ്. When I talk about all these health indices, definitely all these are the results of the collective effort of both the government sector and the private sector. സർക്കാർ മേഖലയുടെയും സ്വകാര്യ മേഖലയുടെയും കൂട്ടായ പ്രവർത്തനം അതിൻ്റെയൊക്കെ ഭാഗമായിട്ടുണ്ട് എന്ന് കാണാം. ഈ ഘട്ടത്തിൽ നമുക്ക് വളരെ അഭിമാനത്തോടെ നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നതാണ് ശിശുമരണ നിരക്ക്, ഇൻഫന്റ് മോർട്ടാലിറ്റി. നമ്മളെപ്പോഴും പറയുന്ന വികസിത രാജ്യങ്ങളിൽ അമേരിക്കൻ ഐക്യനാടുകളുടെ ഇൻഫന്റ് മോർട്ടാലിറ്റി ഈസ് 5.6 ആൻഡ് ദ ലേറ്റസ്റ്റ് റിസൾട്ട്സ് സർവേ ഷോസ് ദാറ്റ് ദ ഇൻഫന്റ് മോർട്ടാലിറ്റി ഓഫ് കേരള ഈസ് ബിലോ ദാറ്റ്, ഇറ്റ്സ് 5. അപ്പോൾ മികച്ച ആരോഗ്യ സൂചകങ്ങൾ നമുക്കുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ നമ്മൾ നേരിടുന്നു, കോവിഡ് കാലത്ത് നമ്മൾ കണ്ടു, ഒരു വലിയ സിറ്റി പോലെയാണ് കേരളം, തിരുവനന്തപുരം മുതൽ കാസർഗോഡ് വരെ. മറ്റ് സംസ്ഥാനങ്ങളെ പോലെ ഒരു ഗ്രാമം കഴിഞ്ഞ് കുറേ സ്ഥലം കഴിഞ്ഞ് മറ്റൊരു ഗ്രാമം അങ്ങനെയില്ല. പോപ്പുലേഷൻ ഡെൻസിറ്റി വളരെ ഹൈ ആണ്. നമ്മുടെ പ്രായമുള്ളവരുടെ എണ്ണം നമ്മുടെ സമൂഹത്തിൽ കൂടുതലാണ്. എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ്? ലൈഫ് എക്സ്പെക്റ്റൻസി കൂടുതലാണ്. കേരള സംസ്ഥാനം രൂപീകൃതമായപ്പോൾ 40 വയസ്സുകൾക്ക് മുകളിലായിരുന്നു നമ്മുടെ ആവറേജ് ലൈഫ് എക്സ്പെക്റ്റൻസി. പക്ഷെ ഇന്ന് അത് 76 വയസ്സാണ്. ശരാശരി 76 വയസ്സിന് മുകളിലാണ് കേരളത്തിൽ മലയാളികളുടെ ആയുർദൈർഘ്യം. പക്ഷെ നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നു, നമ്മൾക്കിടയിൽ BP കൂടുന്നു, പ്രമേഹം കൂടുന്നു, ജീവിതശൈലി രോഗങ്ങൾ കൂടുന്നു. ഒരു വർഷം ഏതാണ്ട് 85,000 ന്യൂ ക്യാൻസർ കേസസ് ഉണ്ടാകുന്നു. പുതിയ ക്യാൻസർ കേസുകൾ 85,000-നടുത്ത് പുതിയ കേസുകൾ നമുക്കുണ്ടാകുന്നുണ്ട്. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ക്യാൻസർ ഡേറ്റ രജിസ്ട്രി ആരംഭിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്, രൂപീകരിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഗവൺമെൻറ് സെക്ടറിലും പ്രൈവറ്റ് സെക്ടറിലും പുതിയ കേസുകൾ ഉണ്ടാകുന്നത് നമ്മളത് ഡോക്യുമെൻ്റ് ചെയ്യുകയാണ്. ഏതൊക്കെ ക്യാൻസർ, ഏത് ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് ക്യാൻസർ, സ്ത്രീകളിൽ ഏത് ക്യാൻസർ, പുരുഷന്മാരിൽ ഏത് ക്യാൻസർ, ഏതാണ് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതലായിട്ട് കേരളത്തിൽ. നമ്മളുടെ ഇതുവരെയുള്ളൊരു കണക്ക് അനുസരിച്ച് സൗത്തിൽ നിന്ന് വ്യത്യസ്തമാണ് മധ്യ കേരളത്തിൽ, അവിടെ നിന്ന് വ്യത്യസ്തമാണ് വടക്കൻ കേരളത്തിൽ. ചെറിയ വേരിയേഷൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. ഇപ്പോൾ സ്ത്രീകളുടെ കാര്യത്തിലാണെങ്കിലും നമുക്ക് കോമൺ ആയിട്ട് ബ്രസ്റ്റ് ക്യാൻസർ പറയാമെങ്കിലും ചെറിയ വേരിയേഷൻസ് ഇതിൽ നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നുണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ ഹൃദ്രോഗം മൂലം മരണമടയുന്നവരുടെ എണ്ണത്തിൽ ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന വ്യത്യാസം, ഹൃദ്രോഗമുള്ളവരുടെ എണ്ണത്തിൽ. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഈ ചാലഞ്ച് ഫേസ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളത് വളരെ വളരെ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട കാര്യമാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് സർക്കാർ ആർദ്രം മിഷൻ, ആരോഗ്യമേഖലയിലെ മിഷനാണ് ആർദ്രം മിഷൻ. ആർദ്രം 2 ആണ് ഈ സർക്കാരിൻ്റെ കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ. ആർദ്രം 2-വിൽ നമ്മൾ 10 കാര്യങ്ങൾ വിഭാവനം ചെയ്തു. ആ 10 കാര്യങ്ങളിൽ ഇതെല്ലാം ഉൾപ്പെടുന്നുണ്ട്. ക്യാൻസർ രോഗ പ്രതിരോധമുണ്ട്, ജീവിതശൈലി രോഗങ്ങളുടെ പ്രതിരോധമുണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ കഴിഞ്ഞ 3 വർഷമായി വീടാനന്തരം സർവേ നടത്തുന്നുണ്ട്, പോപ്പുലേഷൻ സ്ക്രീനിങ് നടത്തുന്നുണ്ട്. WHO പറയുന്നത് പോലെ 30 വയസ്സിന് മുകളിലുള്ള മുഴുവൻ ആളുകളും കൃത്യമായ ഇടവേളകളിൽ ആരോഗ്യ പരിശോധനയ്ക്ക് വിധേയമാകണം. രോഗമുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ കൃത്യമായി മരുന്നെടുത്ത് നിയന്ത്രിച്ച് നിർത്തണം. രോഗം ഇല്ല, വരാൻ സാധ്യതയുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ റിസ്ക് ഫാക്ടേഴ്സ് കണക്കിലെടുത്തുകൊണ്ട് രോഗം വരാതെ ഇരിക്കുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ള നടപടികൾ സ്വീകരിക്കണം. നമ്മൾ 3 വർഷമായിട്ട് ഇപ്പോൾ നടത്തുന്നുണ്ട്. ശൈലി ആപ്പ് വഴി വീടാനന്തരം സർവേ നടത്തുന്നു, ആളുകളെ കണ്ടെത്തുന്നു. റിസ്ക് ഫാക്ടേഴ്സ് നമ്മൾ എങ്ങനെയാണെന്ന് ആരോഗ്യ പ്രവർത്തകരെ പഠിപ്പിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് ഫീൽഡ് ലെവലിൽ. അതനുസരിച്ച് റിസ്ക് ഫാക്ടേഴ്സ് കണക്കിലെടുത്തുകൊണ്ട് നിർബന്ധമായിട്ടും ആരോഗ്യ കേന്ദ്രത്തിൽ വരണം, ഡോക്ടറെ കാണണം, അവിടെ പരിശോധന നടത്തണമെന്ന് പറയും. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ അതിൻ്റെ അടിസ്ഥാനത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ കണ്ടത് 14 ലക്ഷം ആളുകൾക്ക് പുതുതായിട്ട് BP കണ്ടെത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. BP നമ്മൾ രക്താതിസമ്മർദ്ദം കേരളത്തിൽ കൂടിക്കൊണ്ട് ഇരിക്കുകയാണ്. പ്രമേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ക്യാപിറ്റലാണ് കേരളം എന്ന് നമ്മൾ പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. ആ സ്ഥാനം നമ്മൾ ഇനിയും വിട്ടുകൊടുത്തിട്ടില്ല. നമുക്ക് ആ സ്ഥാനം വേണ്ട. ഡയബറ്റിക് ക്യാപിറ്റൽ ഓഫ് ഇന്ത്യ എന്നാണ് കേരളം അറിയപ്പെടുന്നത്. നമുക്ക് ആ 1ാം സ്ഥാനം നമുക്ക് ആവശ്യമില്ല. അപ്പോൾ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഈ ഒരു വെല്ലുവിളിയെ നേരിടുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടി വളരെ വളരെ കളക്റ്റീവായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പരിശ്രമം നമുക്ക് ആവശ്യമാണ്. അതിനു വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ വെൽനസ് മിഷനിലേക്ക് പോയത്. നമ്മളുടെ എല്ലാ ആരോഗ്യ കേന്ദ്രങ്ങളിലും ആശുപത്രികളിലും അതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ ഇതിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള ബോധവൽക്കരണ പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങൾ നടത്തും. 10,000 യോഗ ക്ലബ്ബുകൾ സംസ്ഥാനത്ത് തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതോടൊപ്പം ജനകീയ ആരോഗ്യ കേന്ദ്രങ്ങൾ ഈ കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ തുടങ്ങി. 3-4 വാർഡുകൾ ചേരുന്നിടത്താണ് ഒരു ജനകീയ ആരോഗ്യ കേന്ദ്രം. അവിടെ നമുക്ക് ക്ലബ്ബുകളുണ്ട്. ഏത് സമയത്തും വന്ന് അവിടെ യോഗയോ മറ്റ് എയറോബിക്സോ ഒക്കെ ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ള അവസരങ്ങളുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ കരുതുന്നു തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും നമ്മുടെ ഈ കോൺഫറൻസ് നമ്മുടെ ഈ പരിശ്രമങ്ങൾക്ക് കൂടുതൽ കരുത്തു പകരും, പുതിയ ആശയങ്ങൾ നൽകും, പുതിയ നിർദ്ദേശങ്ങൾ നൽകും എന്ന് തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുകയാണ്. നമുക്ക് കേരളത്തെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം കൂടുതലായി മുന്നോട്ട് പോകേണ്ട ഒരു മേഖല ഗവേഷണം കൂടിയാണ്. ഈ ഗവേഷണത്തിൽ എപ്പോഴും പ്രത്യേക ഐലൻഡ്സ് ആയിട്ട് നിൽക്കുകയാണ് നമ്മൾ പല സ്ഥാപനങ്ങളും ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള വലിയ കോട്ടകളെ ബ്രേക്ക് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് വാസ്തവത്തിൽ ആവശ്യമായിട്ടുള്ളത്. ജോയിൻ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള റിസർച്ച് കൊളാബറേഷൻസ്, ഗവേഷണ സഹകരണങ്ങൾ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും കേരളത്തിൽ ഉണ്ടാകേണ്ടത് അനിവാര്യമായിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യമാണ്. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ രാജ്യത്ത് നിപ്പയ്ക്കെതിരെയുള്ള വാക്സിനേഷൻ ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യുകയാണ്. ICMR ആണ് അതിന് ലീഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അത് ഏതാണ്ട് കണ്ടുപിടുത്തത്തിലേക്ക് എത്തിക്കഴിഞ്ഞു. നമുക്കറിയാം 2023 കോഴിക്കോട് നിപ്പ ഔട്ട്ബ്രേക്ക് ഉണ്ടായപ്പോൾ ലോകത്തെ ഏറ്റവും കുറവ് മോർട്ടാലിറ്റി ഇവിടെ രേഖപ്പെടുത്തി 33%. അമീബിക് മെനിഞ്ചോഎൻകെഫലൈറ്റിസ്, ബ്രെയിൻ ഈറ്റിംഗ് അമീബ മൂലമുള്ള ഡെത്ത്, നെഗ്ലേറിയ ഫൗലേറിയ ആണെങ്കിൽ 99% ഡെത്താണ്. അക്കാൻഡ് അമീബയാണെങ്കിൽ 70% മുകളിൽ മോർട്ടാലിറ്റി ആഗോളതലത്തിൽ. പക്ഷെ കേരളത്തിൽ നമ്മളത് ആദ്യം തന്നെ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുന്നു, നമ്മളതിന് ഗൈഡ് ലൈൻസ് ഇഷ്യൂ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആദ്യം കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുകയും ചികിത്സിക്കുകയും ചെയ്യുന്നു, ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് പ്രോട്ടോക്കോൾ ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിലൊക്കെ തന്നെ പുതിയ ഗവേഷണങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാകുന്നുണ്ട്. അത് കൂട്ടായിട്ടുണ്ടാകേണ്ടതും വളരെ അനിവാര്യമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യമായിട്ട് കാണുന്നു. അതോടൊപ്പം ബഹുമാന്യനായിട്ടുള്ള ഡോക്ടർ ജോർജി അദ്ദേഹം ഇവിടെ മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്ത ഒരു കാര്യം കൂടിയുണ്ട്. അത് ആൻറ്റി മൈക്രോബിയൽ റെസിസ്റ്റൻസ് സ്റ്റുവർഡ്ഷിപ്പിനെ കുറിച്ചാണ്. തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും വളരെ വളരെ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട കാര്യമാണ്. ലോകാരോഗ്യ സംഘടന പറയുന്നത് 2050 ആകുമ്പോഴേക്കും ലോകത്ത് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ആളുകൾ മരണപ്പെടാൻ പോകുന്നത് AMR മൂലമാണ്. ഒരു സൈലന്റ് പാൻഡമിക് എന്നാണ് WHO അതിനെ വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്, നിശബ്ദമായിട്ടുള്ള മഹാമാരി. AMRമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് നമ്മൾ നടത്തുന്ന പല ടെസ്റ്റുകളും ഇത് ശരിയാണ് എന്ന് പ്രൂവ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അക്ഷരാർത്ഥത്തിൽ ഇത് ശരിയായിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യമാണ്. മനുഷ്യർ മാത്രമല്ല, മൃഗങ്ങൾ, പ്രകൃതി, ഇതിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമായിട്ടാണ് മരുന്നുകൾ അലസമായിട്ട് അശ്രദ്ധയോടുകൂടിയും ഡിസ്പോസ് ചെയ്യരുത് എന്ന് സംസ്ഥാനത്ത് ആരോഗ്യ വകുപ്പിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമായിട്ടുള്ള ഡ്രഗ്സ് കൺട്രോളർ ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെൻറ്റ് കർശനമായിട്ടുള്ള നിലപാടെടുത്തത്. ആൻറ്റിബയോട്ടിക്സ് വിതൗട്ട് ദ പ്രിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷൻ ഓഫ് ഡോക്ടറുടെ പ്രിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷൻ ഇല്ലാതെ ആൻറ്റിബയോട്ടിക്സ് ഒരു കാരണവശാലും മെഡിക്കൽ സ്റ്റോറുകളിൽ നിന്ന്, ഫാർമസികളിൽ നിന്ന് വിൽക്കാൻ പാടില്ല. 2 വർഷം മുൻപാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ ഒരു നിലപാടെടുത്ത് ലൈസൻസ് കട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ ആരംഭിച്ചു. നമുക്ക് ഡ്രഗ്സ് കൺട്രോൾ ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെൻറ്റിൽ ഒരു ജില്ലയിൽ ഒരു ഓഫീസറൊക്കെയാണ്. പക്ഷേ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത് എൻഫോഴ്സ്മെൻറ്റ് വളരെ സ്ട്രിക്റ്റ് ആക്കി. ആരെങ്കിലും ഇത് റിപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്താൽ, ഇപ്പോൾ ഓഫീസേഴ്സ് ആണെന്ന് അറിയാതെ തന്നെ അല്ലാതെ പോയി ആൻറ്റിബയോട്ടിക്സ് വാങ്ങിക്കുന്ന സാഹചര്യം, ചോദിക്കുന്ന സാഹചര്യം ഉണ്ടായി. കോവിഡ് കാലത്ത് ഏറ്റവും അധികം ഇന്ത്യയിൽ വിറ്റഴിക്കപ്പെട്ട മരുന്ന് അമോക്സിലിനോ ഏതാണ്, അസിത്രോമൈസിനാണ് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ വിറ്റഴിക്കപ്പെട്ട. ഒന്ന് ആലോചിച്ച് നോക്കുക, ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ വിറ്റഴിക്കപ്പെട്ട മരുന്ന് അതാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഫലമുണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതായത് 2 വർഷം കൊണ്ട് ഇപ്പോൾ പല മാധ്യമങ്ങളെങ്കിലും റിപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. കേരളത്തിൽ അത് ഒരു തരത്തിൽ നോക്കിയാൽ, ഇപ്പോൾ ആരോഗ്യമേഖലയെ സംബന്ധിച്ചും ദീർഘകാലാടിസ്ഥാനത്തിൽ നമ്മുടെ പൊതുജനാരോഗ്യ സംവിധാനത്തെ സംബന്ധിച്ചും ഏറ്റവും ഗുണകരമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. ഏതാണ്ട് 1200 കോടിയിലധികം രൂപയുടെ സെയിൽസിൽ കുറവുണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട് കേരളത്തിൽ മരുന്നുകളുടെ എന്നുള്ളത് നമ്മൾ കാണേണ്ടതായിട്ടുണ്ട്. സോ ഭാഗമായിട്ടുള്ള പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങൾക്ക് അത് കൂടുതൽ ശക്തമായിട്ട് തന്നെ മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകാം. ഒരു കാര്യം കൂടി പറഞ്ഞ് എൻ്റെ വാക്കുകൾ അവസാനിപ്പിക്കുകയാണ്. അത് മറ്റൊന്നുമല്ല, നമുക്ക് നല്ല ഹെൽത്ത് ഇൻഡിസസ് ഉണ്ട്, നമുക്ക് നല്ല ആരോഗ്യ സംവിധാനങ്ങളുണ്ട്. നമ്മുടെ ആദ്യം തന്നെ നമ്മൾ രോഗങ്ങൾ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുന്നു. ഇപ്പോൾ പലരും പറയും കേരളത്തിൽ മാത്രം രോഗങ്ങൾ, ഈ രോഗമൊക്കെ കേരളത്തിൽ മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. അങ്ങനെയല്ല, നമ്മൾ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുന്നു എന്നുള്ളത് കൊണ്ടാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ഏറ്റവും നല്ല ഉദാഹരണമാണ് അമീബിക് മെനിഞ്ചോഎൻകെഫലൈറ്റിസ്, അമീബിക് മസ്തിഷ്ക ജ്വരം. അമീബിക് മസ്തിഷ്ക ജ്വരം ഇപ്പോൾ ഈയിടെ ഒരു നാഷണൽ മാധ്യമം റിപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്തിരുന്നു. തൊട്ടടുത്ത് ഇന്ത്യയിൽ വന്ന് ടൂറിസ്റ്റ് ഡെസ്റ്റിനേഷൻസ് വിസിറ്റ് ചെയ്ത ഒരു വനിത വിദേശത്ത് പോയി അമീബിക് മെനിഞ്ചോഎൻകെഫലൈറ്റിസ് ആണെന്ന് കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചു, മരിച്ചു. പക്ഷെ നമ്മുടെ കേരളത്തിൽ വന്നിട്ടില്ല. എന്താണ് അതിൻ്റെ അർത്ഥം? നമുക്ക് ഇപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ വരുന്ന രോഗികളിൽ പലരും മറ്റ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്സിൽ നിന്ന് വരുന്നുണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ രോഗം കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുന്നു എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. രോഗം ആദ്യം നമ്മൾ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുന്നു, ചികിത്സിക്കുന്നു എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്, മികച്ച സംവിധാനങ്ങൾ നമുക്കുണ്ട്, മികച്ച ആശുപത്രികൾ നമ്മൾക്കുണ്ട്. നീതി ആയോഗ് പറയുന്നു ഡോക്ടർ പേഷ്യൻ്റ് അനുപാതം ഇന്ത്യയിൽ ഏറ്റവും ബെസ്റ്റ് കേരളത്തിലാണ്. അപ്പോൾ തൊട്ടടുത്ത് ഒരു വിദേശ വനിത, അവരുടെ ഒരു വ്ളോഗറാണ്, അവർ ഇട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്, എനിക്ക് വിദേശ രാജ്യങ്ങളിൽ എത്രയോ മാസങ്ങൾ വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടതായിട്ട് വരുന്നുണ്ട് ഒരു ഡോക്ടറെ കാണാൻ. ബട്ട് ഇൻ എ ഹോസ്പിറ്റൽ ഇൻ കേരള ഇറ്റ് ടുക്ക് ഓൺലി 10 minutes ടു കൺസൾട്ട് എ ഡോക്ടർ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പോൾ അത്രയും പേഷ്യൻ്റ് ഡോക്ടർ അനുപാതം ഏറ്റവും ബെസ്റ്റാണ് കേരളത്തിൽ. എന്തുകൊണ്ട് ഇതിനെ നമുക്ക് കേരളത്തെ ഒരു ഹെൽത്ത് ഹബ്ബാക്കി മാറ്റുന്നതിലേക്ക് ട്രാൻസ്ഫോം ചെയ്തുകൂടാ എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ഒരു വശത്ത് നമ്മൾ രോഗാതുരത കുറയ്ക്കാനായിട്ട് ശ്രമിക്കുന്നു കേരള സമൂഹത്തിൻ്റെ. നമ്മൾ ജീവിക്കുന്ന കാലം ഗുണനിലവാരമുള്ള ജീവിതം നയിക്കുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ശ്രമിക്കുന്നു. ഇപ്പോൾ ജോസ് ചാക്കോ സാർ ഒക്കെ നമ്മുടെ ഈ അവയവ മാറ്റത്തിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു വലിയ സ്മാരകം നമ്മൾ അവിടെ കൊച്ചിയിൽ നിർമ്മിക്കാനായിട്ട് പോവുകയാണ്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെയൊക്കെ നേതൃത്വത്തിൽ ഗവൺമെൻറ്റും സഹകരിക്കുന്നുണ്ടായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു സ്മാരകം. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത് അവയവമാറ്റം ശസ്ത്രക്രിയ വളരെ 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 സാധാരണമായി മാറിക്കഴിഞ്ഞിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അത്രയും രോഗാതുരത നമ്മുടെ സമൂഹത്തിലുണ്ട്. രോഗാതുരത കുറയ്ക്കുക എന്നുള്ളത് വളരെ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ടതാണ്. അതോടൊപ്പം മറ്റുള്ള ഇടങ്ങളിൽ നിന്ന് ഇവിടേക്ക് ആളുകൾ വന്ന് ട്രീറ്റ് ചെയ്തു പോകുന്ന നിലയിൽ കേരളത്തെ ഒരു ഹെൽത്ത് ഹബ്ബാക്കി മാറ്റുന്നതിന് നമുക്ക് കഴിയും. പ്രൈവറ്റ് സെക്ടറും ഗവൺമെൻറ് സെക്ടറും ഒരുമിച്ച് കൈകൾ കോർത്തു ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. മറ്റിടങ്ങളിൽ നിന്ന് ആളുകൾ ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ടാകുന്നുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ കൂടുതലായിട്ട് ഇവിടേക്ക് ആളുകൾ എത്തി ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് എടുത്ത് സുഖമായി പോകുന്ന നിലയിലേക്ക് കേരളത്തിൻ്റെ ആരോഗ്യരംഗത്തെ പരിവർത്തനപ്പെടുത്തുക എന്ന ഉത്തരവാദിത്തമാണ് നമുക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും ഉള്ളത് എന്ന് ഞാൻ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും കരുതുന്നു. അതോടൊപ്പം ഒരു കാര്യം കൂടി, മാർത്താണ്ഡപിള്ള സാറും ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ട്, ക്ലിനിക്കൽ എസ്റ്റാബ്ലിഷ്മെൻറ്റുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ചെറിയ ഹോസ്പിറ്റലുകൾക്ക് പിന്തുണ നൽകണമെന്നുള്ളത് തന്നെയാണ് നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നത്. അത് ആ നിലയിൽ ചെറിയ ഹോസ്പിറ്റൽസ് നിലനിൽക്കുന്നതിന് കേരളത്തിൽ അനിവാര്യമാണ് എന്നുള്ളത് കൂടി പ്പിക്കുന്നില്ല. എല്ലാവർക്കും നന്മ ഉണ്ടാകട്ടെ. മുത്തൂറ്റ് ഗ്രൂപ്പിനോട് പ്രത്യേകമായിട്ടുള്ള അഭിനന്ദനം ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള ഒരു ആശയവിനിമയ വേദി ഒരുക്കിയതിന് എല്ലാവരുടെയും അനുവാദത്തോടെ മുത്തൂറ്റ് മെഡ്കോൺ 2026 ഉദ്ഘാടനം ചെയ്യുന്നതായിട്ട് അറിയിച്ചുകൊള്ളുന്നു. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
Your vision for the universal health coverage truly aligns with the collaborative spirit of this gathering. Thank you for the extended support. As a token of our deep appreciation and gratitude, I now request our esteemed leadership, Shri George Jacob Muthoot, Group Chairman, Muthoot Group, and Dr. Georgie Kurian Muthoot, Medical and Managing Director, Muthoot Healthcare, to join together in honoring our minister with a token of gratitude.
Now move on to the felicitations. I invite the guest of honor, Padma Shri Dr. A. Marthandapillai, former National and State President IMA, Consultant Neurosurgeon, Chairman and Managing Director, Anantapuri Hospitals and Research Institute, Thiruvananthapuram, to felicitate the gathering.
Dr. George Kurian Muthoot, Managing Director, Muthoot Healthcare. Our chief guest, Honorable Minister for Health, Srimati Veena George, Sri George Jacob Muthoot, Dr. Arun Roy, Dr. Cherian Matthew, other distinguished delegates, faculty members, and guests. It's a great privilege for me to be part of this MedCon 2026, which is being organized by Muthoot Group of Hospitals, particularly celebrating 37 years of existence in the healthcare sector in Pathanamthitta district. Muthoot is a household name all over Kerala, very familiar, and I'm sure that it is part of the corporate social responsibility that the Muthoot Group has started the healthcare sector, particularly in their own hometown in Pathanamthitta district. And it is very gratifying to know that it is giving a very high standard of healthcare, and it is one of the best hospitals in Pathanamthitta district. And the way of celebrating this by holding a CME program is again appreciable, because as you know that there is so much of knowledge explosion in the medical sector. If you look at the research that is happening all over the world, 70% are happening in the medical field. And it is very difficult for practicing doctors to keep pace with the development that is happening. And the only way is through this sort of continuing medical education that we can get sufficient knowledge. So that is a great responsibility that Muthoot Group is doing. I appreciate that. Particularly when we find that even the National Medical Commission has not, although there is no provision to encourage it or funding for such activities. So it is the Indian Medical Association and many of the medical institutions that take this responsibility and do that. Then, of course, Madam, but then we have a lot of challenges. To sustain such a system definitely is difficult, and challenges are more than what we expected. Particularly, the ecosystem in healthcare is fast changing. Foreign equity funds are being pumped into Kerala for organizing bigger hospitals. The small medium sector is dwindling, and family doctor system becomes almost non-existent. I should take this opportunity on behalf of IMA to thank our Health Minister for assuring that every effort will be taken, and even the Clinical Establishment Act will be modified so that the small medium hospital can be sustained by excluding them from the purview of the Act. And the only thing is that registration has to be done. So that will definitely be a great impetus for sustaining that sector, small medium hospital, which serves almost 60% of the healthcare in our state. And the general practitioner together, it takes care of almost 80% of the healthcare. Another area is that although hospitals of excellence are there, the primary health is an area which has to be supported, because if the primary health system, particularly general practitioners and family doctors, are encouraged, 70% of our disease can be tackled by them. That too at a to sustain that, so that primary health care is taken care of. And preventing aspect of healthcare is another area which many a time is not getting the importance it should, including fund allotment for that sector, which again has to be addressed if this care or model is to be sustained in our state. And another area is the social determinants of health. We have polluted water, polluted atmosphere, and malnutrition and things like that, which needs more attention. And by investing more on that sector, even the cost of treatment, even the disease prevalence can definitely come down. And that again has to be addressed. We as professionals are very good at our job as professionals, but we like to think that it's not government's alone responsibility to sustain all these things. It is also the responsibility of physicians, doctors, see that these aspects are addressed, particularly sustaining the family doctor system, small medium hospitals, addressing the social determinants of health. All these definitely come under the responsibility of our doctor community, and I exhort our doctors to pay attention even to that area, which is very important if the Kerala model is to be sustained. Another area of apprehension is the human-animal conflict that is happening particularly in Kerala. And that again has to be addressed. And the only way we can do is by having our own health concepts. The health of our people, our own health, depends upon the health of animals and protecting the animals, even the wilderness, and also to protect our environment. And if these are not addressed, whatever effort we put in may not be sufficient, and sustaining of the health of our people may become difficult. And definitely in these areas, as professionals, we have a great responsibility. It is also part of our professional responsibility, not treating the patient alone. And with these few words, bringing out the cardinal issues of the medical profession, I once again take this opportunity to congratulate Muthoot Group of Hospitals for serving the health of 136 people for the last 37 years, and I'm sure it will be done even at a better way in the coming years, and also for organizing the CME.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable time and for your leadership. I now request Dr. Georgie Kurian Muthoot, Medical and Managing Director of Muthoot Healthcare, and Mr. Veerashekaran Subbayan, CEO Muthoot Healthcare, to come forward and present a memento to Padma Shri Dr. A. Marthanda Pillai as a token of our appreciation.
Our formal inaugural proceedings, I invite Dr. Arun V. Joy, Organizing Secretary, Consultant Pulmonology, MGM Muthoot Hospitals, Korancheri, to deliver the word of thanks.
Distinguished guests, colleagues, it's an honor and privilege to stand before you today to express our collective gratitude at the inauguration of Muthoot MedCon 2026. This landmark conference serves as a beacon of clinical excellence, bringing together visionary leadership and brightest medical minds from Kerala and beyond. Our deepest appreciation and to our guest of honor, Srimati Veena George, Honorable Minister for Health, Women and Child Development. Madam, your gracious presence and inaugural address have ignited a shared resolve to elevate healthcare standards through vital public-private alliance. Your insights will inspire us long after today. We are profoundly honored by Dr. Padma Shri Dr. A. Marthanda Pillai sir, former IMA National President and Neurosurgery pioneer. Your felicitation speech offered invaluable wisdom and a timeless reminder of our ethical duties as healers. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. None of this would be possible without the foundational support of the Muthoot Group. Heartfelt thanks to our Group Chairman, Sri George Jacob Muthoot sir, for your presiding address and unwavering commitment to institutional growth. A big thanks to Dr. Georgie Kurian Muthoot, our Medical and Managing Director, for your patron's message highlighting Muthoot Healthcare's transformative journey. And a big thanks to Mr. Veerashekaran Subbayan, CEO of Muthoot Healthcare, for your strategic vision that made MedCon 2026 a reality. A special recognition to Dr. Cherian Matthew, a medical superintendent at Muthoot Hospital, Korancheri, and organizing committee chairman, for your warm welcome address and tireless leadership. We also salute our distinguished faculty from prestigious institutions all across Kerala and beyond. Their expertise fueled the session that have concluded, and will a big thank you for all the delegates and guests for your passion in advancing medical knowledge, leaving an indelible mark on these proceedings. Finally, a profound gratitude to the entire Muthoot Healthcare team from Korancheri and Pathanamthitta. Your seamless work, teamwork, I will say, and anyone individually, the whole committee members made this a reality. So you are the unsung heroes of today. Thank you all for making Muthoot Medcon 2026 unforgettable. Let's carry on with this momentum forward. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I humbly request all the dignitaries on kindly join together for a group photo session. Thank you, everyone. May I now request everyone to kindly raise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
This concludes our formal inaugural ceremony. I now humbly request the dignitaries on stage to descend and occupy the reserved seats among the audience as we prepare for the further sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to honor a legacy of compassion, excellence, and healing. It's a privilege to welcome you to the Dr. George Kurian Muthoot Memorial Oration and Ceremony. To begin the solemn and celebratory occasion, I humbly request our distinguished dignitaries to grace the stage. Our respected Group Chairman, Shri George Jacob Muthoot, our Medical and Managing Director, Muthoot Healthcare, Dr. Georgie Kurian Muthoot, Chief Executive Officer of Muthoot Healthcare, Mr. Veerashekaran Subbian, and Dr. Cherian Matthew, Senior Consultant Surgeon and Medical Superintendent, MGM Muthoot Hospitals, Karanjeri.
Before we proceed with let us take a moment to look back at the source of our inspiration. Dr. George Kurian Muthoot was a man of immense vision and heart. I request the dignitaries and the audience to turn your attention to the screen for a video presentation depicting the life journey of Dr. George Kurian Muthoot.
The founder chairman banking of the Muthoot Group was an Indian entrepreneur prominent for his pioneering work in South Indian financial services. He married Amini Joy Muthoot, with whom he had 7 children. Dr. George Kurian was their second child and was born on the 2nd of December 1941 at Kallaneggal, Orange. Born into this illustrious family, Dr. George Kurian, fondly known as Babu, was known for being fearless to the nth degree. Growing up at their family home, he was a mischievous child, often irking his father. Shri M. George Muthoot's dream of wanting to be a doctor himself was fulfilled when his 2 elder sons decided to take up this noble profession. Babu joined his elder brother, Dr. George Matthew, Sunnychine, at Sacred Heart College, Thevara, in 1958. He completed his pre-university and went on to join Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, for his medical education. He was at KMC Manipal from 1960 to 1966. He went on to do his senior house surgency at CMC Vellore, followed by working at Kangara Hospital, Kottayam. During his house surgency, he married Valsa from the Kudathamurial family. Babu and Valsa went on to have 2 children, Georgie and Susan, who were born in 1967 and 1969 respectively. To pursue his further studies and specialization, Babu left for UK in 1969. He began his training in District General Hospital and teaching hospitals at Kent and Essex with NHS UK, where he progressed from junior resident to registrar and senior registrar. He was appointed as HOD in Department of General Medicine at Angao Memorial Hospital, Papua New Guinea, where he attained wealth of experience in tropical medicine and clinical administration. He returned to the United Kingdom in 1982, where he worked as a general practitioner while receiving specialized training in cardiology. In spite of a comfortable medical career in the UK, he had his heart set on returning to his homeland, much to the delight of his father. Shri M. George Muthoot wanted his sons to come back home with the best knowledge in medicine the world has to offer, to serve a community like Koranjeri, where healthcare access was extremely limited. Koranjeri at that time had only a primary health facility provided by the government, forcing people to travel 20 to 30 kilometers to the nearest town of Tiruvalla or Kottayam to receive specialized, competent treatment. Muthoot Healthcare was founded envisaging the healthcare requirements of the common man, deprived of essential quality treatments due to financial constraints. Shri M. George Muthoot desired that he locate the healthcare and development facility in his own village so that the generations to come would reap the benefit of high-quality healthcare at their doorsteps. With the extensive support of his family, his brothers and local experts, the foundation stone for the Mar Gregorius Memorial Muthoot Medical Center was laid in 1982. The Muthoot Medical Center was inaugurated on 13th May 1988 by the late Ram Dulari Sinha, former governor of Kerala. Dr. George Kurian Muthoot became the first medical director of the center. He soon established the treatment protocols and systems that he had learned in the UK. His bedside manners, communication with his patients, his engagements to his profession, and the passion of loving what he did made him an exemplary clinician, leader, and friend to all who came to know him. The hospital had gained immense reputation and success in a short span of time. Unfortunately, his untimely death on the 1st of June 1989 left a void and was a setback to the medical center. In his absence, his brothers took upon themselves the responsibility of the medical center until Dr. Georgie Kurian Muthoot, his son, returned from UK to take up the mantle. Dr. Georgie Kurian Muthoot, who had followed his father's footsteps as an alumnus of Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, and went on to the United Kingdom to further his medical proficiency, is now the torchbearer of his father's legacy. The Muthoot Healthcare, which today stands among the best healthcare facilities in the region, is a tribute for the vision and values ingrained into the organization by its founding fathers. We stand today proud inheritors of this legacy. The legacy continues.
Today, we are profoundly honored to have with us a luminary in the field of medicine. I now invite our guest of honor and today's orator, Padma Bhushan Dr. Jose Chaco Periyapuram, to please join the dignitaries on the stage.
We kindly request for a standing ovation. We now move to the formal presentation of Dr. George Korean Muthoot Achievement Award. I request Dr. Cherian Matthew, Senior Consultant Surgeon and Medical Superintendent, to please read the citation.
The Dr. George Korean Muthoot Memorial Oration and Lifetime Achievement Award bestowed upon Padma Bhushan Dr. Jose Chaco Periyapuram, a distinguished alumni of Government Medical College Kottayam and a fellow of Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh and Glasgow. Padma Bhushan Dr. Jose Chaco Periyapuram represents the pinnacle of cardiothoracic excellence. Cardiac transplantation, cultivated at the UK's premier institutions, laid the foundation for a transformative career in Indian medicine. As a visionary vanguard, Padma Bhushan Dr. Jose Chaco Periyapuram achieved historic milestones by performing Kerala's inaugural first retransplant in 2014. His pioneering advancement in off-pump bypass and awake surgery have redefined the regional standards of cardiac intervention. Beyond his clinical mastery, his philanthropic stewardship through the HeartCare Foundation has democratized life-saving care for the underprivileged. In recognition of a legacy adorned by the Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan, Muthoot Healthcare proudly bestows this Lifetime Achievement Award upon a paragon of surgical innovation and humanitarian service.
I now request our group chairman, Shri George Jacob Muthoot, to honor Dr. Jose Chaco Periyapuram by adorning him with the Ponnada. Memorial oration.
Good morning to all of you, respected chairpeople of the Muthoot institutions, distinguished guests, faculty, delegates, healthcare workers, and industry representing medical care. So I am greatly honored to be with you today, being respected by this great institution, which has really rewritten the history of healthcare in mid-Kerala. I had been hearing a lot about this institution for many years, for the pioneering work they had been doing. And also, I am quite friendly with few of the doctors who are working here, including one of your cardiologists, Dr. Johnson, is a close friend of mine. I don't know whether he is around here or not, but there we are, yes. Okay. So I'm so happy. I feel that I'm coming home to be with you all. And also I'm extremely pleased to read through as well as to see through the history of Muthoot family and the great sacrifices they have done for uplifting the healthcare of our state. I wasn't sure when Dr. Cherian called me about this oration, what topic to be chosen. Basically, I was involved with heart failure patients for the last 20 odd years and had been leading the heart transplant program in the state of Kerala since 2003, when we did the first heart transplant in our state. So I thought that I will talk about my journey through heart failure patients treatment and transplantation over the last many years, and the difficulties we had as well as the successes we had in bringing state of Kerala to the forefront of thoracic organ transplantation in our country. Gift of life is something which we all know is organ donation after death. So remembering George Kurian, I thought I will put a couple of slides, but I think his movie and his life has been already shown to all of us. And being able to become an established doctor in the National Health Service in the UK does not inspire anybody to come home. It was his sheer dedication to the people of our state that Dr. George Kurian came back, and he left his lucrative practice and also has helped in modern healthcare facility to be brought to his hometown. And also he was helpful in empowering a small team of doctors and staff to build up this great institution which we are seeing now. And I am sure the pioneering work of himself, his son, as well as the people, doctors and healthcare workers working with him to bring modern medicine accessible and affordable to the local community. So I'm extremely pleased and thankful and actually privileged to deliver my oration, which is established in the name of Dr. George Kurian, who is no more with us. Gift of life is important in our life when we think about preciousness of our existence. We know life is valuable, and donating our organs after death gives someone else a chance to live. That is why we call it gift of life. We know that we make a living by what we get, but we make a life but by what we give. And we have seen innumerable examples and instances when tears drop down the eyes of parents, wives, husbands, and in spite of the greatest sorrow of the big loss, the family has decided to donate their organs, precious organs, to sustain life, the gift of life. So otherwise, we call it altruism, which is a selfless concern and actions for the well-being of others, prioritizing their needs above one's own without any gain, reward, or reciprocity. The heart transplant started in 1967 when Christian Barnard did the first ever heart transplantation in the world on the 3rd of December. That was the beginning of a great era of thoracic organ transplantation, which triggered many centers all over the world to take up heart transplantation, saving lives of people otherwise would have lost. But the initial results were quite bad. The first transplant was done in Grooterschuur Hospital in South Africa, where I had the fortune of visiting there. And the middle picture represents Mr. Louis Wasknaski, who was a recipient of the first heart in the world. But it was history, though he survived only for 18 days. And the heart was donated by a young lady who was hit by the car, the picture of which is on the right side, where my youngest son is also in the picture. Now, ever since Christian Barnard's first transplantation, a lot of thoracic organ transplantation happened, but the results were very tragic. People did not know about the immunosuppressants and what all things to be given. Until 1970s, late 70s, a large number of transplants were done, but the record of the heart transplants were very tragic. More than 2 years, the 1-year survival is 35% at that time. This is 1970s. Now we can see how much it has evolved at the moment. This is the journey of heart transplant. At the moment, we stand at a 1-year survival of 90%. Though this slide was prepared about 5 years ago, now the 1-year survival is more than 95%. 5-year survival is now 80%, and 50% survival at the end of 10 years. We should realize these were patients who otherwise would have lost their life in few months or few days, or probably a period of less than a year. We know that all organ transplant is only an extension of life. The extension of life is variable. Sometimes when we see patients in end-stage heart failure begging the doctors or the team of transplant surgeons that I want to live 1 more year to witness the marriage of my daughter, or I want to live for 2 more years to touch the hands of my grandchild. So every hour is precious, every day is precious, and giving 1 or 2 or 3 years to an individual who otherwise would have died is a big gift of life. So over the years, the survival has become much better thanks to the introduction of cyclosporin in 1980s, the introduction of mycophenolate, as well as tacrolimus, which is being widely used now as immunosuppressants, has revolutionized the life expectancy of post-transplant patients. And also we have now much advanced organ preservation technique, immune monitoring, and also biopsy techniques, etc., which gives an extended life of 25, 30, or 35 years of life after a heart transplantation. In India, the first heart transplantation was done by Dr. P.K. Sen in 1968. We should realize it was just few months after the transplant was done by Dr. Christian Bernard, but most of our records are missing this history of Dr. P.K. Sen's transplant in January or February of 1968. But the one which we know about the transplant in India, the first one was carried out by Dr. P. Venugopal in All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi in 1994. At that time, the Transplantation of Human Organs Act was not passed by the Parliament, but Dr. Venugopal got a special permission from the central government to harvest a heart and to transplant onto a deserving patient. But the first heart transplant in India after the Transplantation of Human Organs Act was done by a Keralite. To our pride, he originated from our district itself, Dr. K.M. Cherian. He is no more with us, but I think he has played a key role in establishing heart transplants in adults, in children, heart and lung transplants, multi-organ transplants, etc. So we always consider him as a big guru of heart transplantation in India. This is Dr. Venugopal, and this is, of course, Dr. K.M. Cherian. And he has not only done the first heart transplant, he has done the first bilateral lung transplantation, first pediatric heart transplantation, first heart and lung transplantation, etc. Not only that, he has trained so many people who are carrying his legacy even now. Coming back to Kerala, the first heart transplantation in Kerala was done on the 13th of May 2003 at Medical Trust Hospital, Ernakulam. And in Lissi Hospital, we started the second leg of heart transplantation program in 2013. There was a big gap of nearly 10 years because the Assembly of Kerala State took about 10 extra years to pass the THOA Act for the state of Kerala. So there was some legal gap between the first transplant. Actually, there was another one done in 2004 as well. Caritas Hospital performed the first heart transplant in the hospital in 2014, followed by MIMS Hospital, Calicut, Metro Hospital, Calicut. Government Medical College, Kottayam, happened to be the first government medical college in India to perform successful heart transplantation in 2015. Amrita and Sritra has performed heart transplantation, and the latest one, which you all would have read in the media, was done by District General Hospital in Ernakulam, which also happened to be the first DGH in India to perform successful heart transplantation. So we have got so many centers now doing heart transplantation in Kerala. Our department has done so far nearly 32 heart transplantation. The first, as I said, was done in 2003. The first heart and lung transplantation was done by our team. The first heart retransplant was done in 2013, which happened to be the first of our country. Biventricular assist device as a bridge to transplant in 2016. The first naval airlifting in the heart was done in 2015, and we have so far done 6 helicopter donor lift given by the government of Kerala free of cost. Sukumaran was the first recipient of the heart in 2013. Abraham was the first recipient of the heart. He belongs to also a nearby place called Haripad. That was his heart, which was really at the end stage of failure, and he was waiting to die. When we met him in a medical camp at Huda Trust Hospital, Haripad, and a person who died in a road traffic accident called Sukumaran. This is a donor heart. His wife Padmini and kids were happy to donate the organs, including the heart. And in the neighboring theaters, we harvested the heart and implanted to Sukumaran after removing his old and failing heart. And Abraham came out of the bypass quite well and stable. And he lived for nearly 2 years. He had no rejection. His coronary angiogram was normal, but suddenly he had an arrhythmic death while he was doing some heavy physical exercise. That actually prevented us from continuing with the program, but in 2003, 2-year survival was considered to be a good survival for any heart transplantation because of the available technologies and medications at that time. The second leg of transplantation, as I mentioned earlier, was commenced in 2013 on a 38-year-old engineer who was working in Bangalore, having dilated cardiomyopathy, also had ankylosing spondylitis, and he received a heart from a 22-year-old young man who sustained death related to a road traffic accident. And he had a biatrial method of transplantation, and it was uneventful. The patient was doing extremely well for nearly 8 months. On my right side is Girish after the transplantation. But after 8 months, he went for a total hip replacement for his ankylosing spondylitis on immunosuppressants with the new heart. And when he came back after the hip replacement, he developed fever and ended up in having tricuspid valve endocarditis. Normally they respond to medications, antibiotics and everything, but this gentleman progressively went into right ventricular failure and sustained a cardiac arrest in hospital, witnessed, and we had to do CPR for nearly 50 minutes where we abandoned him almost, but he came back and was kept on ventilator for a few days. So after that we had discussion with Girish about the next further step, and he was very learned person. He actually knew much more about heart transplantation than the doctors ourselves. When we gave him an option that, you can go for a redo transplantation, he knew the results of tricuspid valve replacement was quite bad. So he himself opted for a redo heart transplantation. He came off ventilator, but on the same day he had another cardiac arrest. We did a CPR for another 30 minutes. We revived him. We were thinking about an ECMO support to sustain him as a bridge to heart transplantation. On the same night, we had a O-positive donor from the neighboring hospital. We got green signal from the relatives of the donor, who was a 48-year-old gentleman who died of a road traffic accident. The heart was excellent. Donor hospital, the distance was short, so we took up the challenge. As we know, the heart, once it is harvested from the donor, should be beating on the recipient within 4 hours. That's a big challenge compared to the kidneys or liver or pancreas or other organs which can stay alive and healthy for 8 to 12 years. The heart is being airlifted while other organs are probably traveling through the road. So he underwent a redo sternotomy. We went on bypass and did a retransplantation And actually, the total ischemic time was less than somewhere around 4 hours. The bleeding was a major problem because it was not a planned surgery down the line. And he was in the hospital for 45 days and was discharged home. And he was the first heart retransplantation in India, which was done in 2015. And glad to say that he is still doing extremely well and leading a group of transplanted patients and motivate them. We had another patient who is a young girl with Takayasu disease. She had multiple arteries being blocked. She had only one kidney. That kidney had 70% renal artery stenosis and underwent an angioplasty at the age of 17 years for an acute coronary syndrome and ended up in. Generally, Takayasu patients are not taken up for transplantation because of their poor prognosis. But she was very young, very dynamic girl, from a very poor family. All the people around her house, the panchayat, the village, everybody came together to collect money for her. So we thought that we will shortlist her for a transplant. So we got a donor from Kottayam Medical College, a 45-year-old male, hypertensive and a smoker. We were a little skeptical about it, but we went ahead because the girl was very sick and was almost waiting to go on to the ventilator. So we call those kind of patients marginal recipient. So even a marginal donor we may harvest and put it because otherwise we probably won't be able to give a chance for her. So at around 4 o'clock in the evening, we came by road from Kottayam Medical Coronary Artery Disease. So we took a piece of vein from the leg and did a coronary bypass on her right coronary artery. After that, she came off bypass. And she is still doing well after about 14 years. That's a young girl on my left side, immediately after transplant. And now look at her. She has become a beautiful girl and she's waiting to get married. That's what she's. That was completed successfully in 2015. And the guy in the middle is Matthew Achard, his wife, after the transplant. And this is the short video which we have taken at that time. I think the media has taken it. This is Chitra to Trivandrum Airport. We just kind of could get into the Dornier aircraft before the sunset. And when we landed in Cochin, it was almost night. And from there, a full green corridor was created in MG Road of Ernakulam. Not even a single person was on the road. And that heart was brought to Lisi Hospital, which was transplanted to Achadan, and he is still alive and kicking. So we actually had a patient, probably many of the physicians would be seeing patients with ASD with a reverse shunt. So this girl, Janisha, was only 21. She was in heart-lung failure because of the ASD which was neglected as a child. Was admitted repeatedly to the hospital with breathing difficulties, heart failure, vomiting blood, and was coming from a very remote area, again from a very poor family. So we shortlisted her for a heart and lung transplantation, which I have never done. And actually I have never seen one being done as well. Rare now because most of the cardiologists pick it up quite early in the childhood itself and devise it so that they don't develop any reversal of shunt. This is the heart and lung block which we brought from a neighboring hospital. And the surgery took place. Generally, when we take the heart and lung out, we first take the bad heart out. That's what we are seeing now. Put it in on a tray. Then we go ahead and take the lungs one by one. This is one lung coming out, very solid. You can see the heart in the middle and lung on either side. The donor organ come in an ice box, preserved by certain special solutions. We'll do some bench surgery to take away the extra tissues which is not needed for the transplantation. The heart and lung block is descended into the chest on either side, preserving the phrenic nerve, of course. The first anastomosis we do is the tracheal anastomosis, trachea to trachea, which is the main anastomosis of the lung. Then we connect the aorta to aorta, then IVC to IVC, and SVC. The young lady did so well, and she woke up with her mother and has been doing well, but unfortunately, the lung has got a much lower life than the heart, because we breathe in all the air from the atmosphere, which may contain all the type of viruses and bacteria which can produce infection on the lung. She lived for nearly 2 years when she succumbed to an aspergillosis of the lung, and we lost her. That was only heart and lung which we have done. Sometimes when the patient crashes, arrest in the ward waiting for a heart, we massage them as we have done for the redo transplant. And if the patient does not come out, we support them on an equipment called ECMO, which is a mechanical circulatory support. The ECMO has got an oxygen destroy the blood components. So we can't keep the patient supported by ECMO for more than a week, maybe 10 days. The platelet count drops, the bleeding parameters becomes bad, they develop DIC and end up in bleeding. This gentleman, Jidesh, had a VF arrest in the ward, massaged, shocked and brought to the ICU, had recurrent ventricular fibrillation, and we connected him on to ECMO. After 8 days, he developed all the blood dyscrasias, all the blood problems. So we connected the patient to an equipment called biventricular assist device. So we put one cannula into the right atrium and another one to the pulmonary artery. That will take care of the right ventricle. And one cannula to the left atrium and another one to the aorta, which will take care of the left ventricle. So this is called biventricular assist device. It's coming out and being connected to the equipment. You can see this man is doing some cycling, exercising to develop his muscle when he is supported with the biventricular assist device. You can see the pipes are coming out from the chest and is being centrifugally pumped back to the patient. And actually, 14 days line, he received a heart that is from Tiruvalla, Pushpagiri Hospital, from a 21-year-old boy, and he underwent a transplant that I think was somewhere around 2016. And he is still extremely well and doing his good work. These are all a group of patients who all had undergone transplant. You can see Shruti smiling in the front. There is that bearded chap is Harikumar from Mavelikara, who is now, after 8 years, driving a heavy vehicle, moving load. Achadan is there, he is working with an auto rickshaw. All of them are, actually there are a couple of young boys. You can see the green shirt on the right side. Hari Krishnan, Harinarayan. His brother is Surya Narayan, who is behind. Both of them underwent heart transplantation. And their father also is having end-stage heart failure. So the DCM can go into families involving more than one member of the family. So both of them had transplant. And the elder brother is actually, he sent me a picture. He was in Himalayas with his friends, climbing hills and doing all sort of heroic activities. This is the one which we did about 3 months ago. I don't know whether you have watched that one heart. The boy here with the mask is Ajin Elias, who had a bypass done at the age of 17 years for Kawasaki disease, and later went into dilated cardiomyopathy. and was shortlisted for a redo transplant. Not heart after heart, but heart transplant after bypass surgery. He received a heart from Trivandrum, and on the very next day, this young girl called Avani from Anjal was taken by Vande Bharat to Ernakulam as an emergency and underwent a heart transplantation. That was one Saturday, and the next one was on a Sunday, the same consecutive days, and both of them have done extremely well and is now recovering at home. So there are so many incidences in our life where stories of transplant, we always thinking about the donor family as well, the loss they have sustained, but all the heart or all the organs they have given is beating on somebody else, keeping their beloved son or husband or wife alive. So these are the examples of organ donation giving. We know that there is a lot of criticism against medicine. All the time, the doctors and the healthcare workers are the victims of criticism as well as attacks. For last many years, organ donation in Kerala was in stalemate because of various things, like film actors unwarrantably criticizing brainstem death. Even doctors' community is criticizing. Movies like Joseph is coming, alleging doctors killing patients on the roadside to harvest organs. This kind of wrong information has been passed to the society, whereby the organ donation in our state has gone down in the last many years. So I think we should all try to educate the people what is brainstem death, how we certify it, and how we make sure that this donor will no more be alive in spite of whatever medical care which we give. So it is our responsibility as well. I remember a young boy from Kottarakara called Anujit, who as a young boy, schoolboy, has prevented a railway accident after spotting a derailing, and he ran almost 2 kilometers with his red bag and stopped the train to save the major train accident. This, when he got married, can see his child. He got into a road traffic accident with a bike, and his heart also was airlifted from Trivandrum to Cochin. Can see it is written, Ajivanda Yatra Nilachitilla. That is what we call gift of life. So many experiences we have in the field of organ donation. And I should admire that our state government is very supportive, both in the whichever party was ruling. Organ donation, organ lifting, by providing us with a free airlifting facility. So we are so thankful to them, as well as thankful to the society, thankful to the family of the donors, and thankful to the medical innovations which we have achieved over years. And I think the institutions like Muthoot, they have started in small scale and really has expanded. All these are our own pride, our state. So I think whatever you guys have done to set up the institute has grown beyond your imaginations and expectations. And I hope we will have more institutions coming up with modern care to extend the life and quality of the people of our state. Thank you very much. Once again, I thank the organizers for giving me this chance to be your orator. I think it is the first one. Second one, is it?
First.
Second oration, yeah. So I'm so thankful to you, and I thank each delegate for being patient listeners. And once again, wishing you all the very best for the institution which you hold. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful and inspiring oration. We stand in awe of a legacy that redefined the impossible. With your expertise, you just doesn't repair hearts, but restores hope, and gifting the greatest gift ever, the gift of life. Thank you, sir. We express our sincere gratitude to our chairman, managing director, and all the dignitaries on the stage for their presence. Thank you for joining us in this tribute to excellence.
We request the dignitaries to stand together for a photograph. As we slowly move on to the next session, we now move into one of the most vital segments in an era where the stethoscope and the gavel frequently cross paths. Understanding the legal landscape is no longer optional for a medical professional, it becomes a necessity. To lead this discussion on medical legal challenges in modern medical practice in Kerala, it is our honor to invite the distinguished panel to the stage. May I take this opportunity to invite Dr. Syriac Thomas, consultant physician at Marian Medical Center, Pala, a key member of the IMA Central Working Committee. He is a true leader addressing the doctor's rights and clinical safety. Joining him is a man who has shaped law enforcement in our state, Sri Jacob Punus IPS. As a former DGP and State Police Chief of Kerala, he brings a unique 360-degree view of both public administration and healthcare. Finally, we welcome a luminary from the judiciary, Justice K. Abraham Matthew, a former judge of the High Court of Kerala and former director of Kerala Judicial of the Law.
To moderate this session, we have with us Dr. Matthew Verghese, Senior Consultant Anesthesiologist, MGM Muthoot Hospitals, Karanjeri, and a veteran leader of IMA. He has dedicated decades to medical excellence and professional advocacy. Over to you, sir.
Soon after the session, we will be having a lunch break and we'll be proceeding with the post-lunch sessions after.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, let me express my gratitude to the organizing committee for giving me this honor of moderating the panel discussion on medical litigations. I welcome all the delegates. I once again welcome the three panelists and appreciate the way in which you calmly endured the delay in starting this. See, we are living in a scrutinizing society. Law has eyes everywhere. It is mandated that even though we are very experts in our medical management, we should be literate about the laws of the land as well. So while we live in a scrutinizing society where the law has eyes on everyone, and the medical profession is getting challenged by assaults and increasing litigations against the inadequate medical care. How to pragmatically overcome a litigation imbroglio. So this section is mainly to instill some sort of literacy into the medical laws prevalent in this. I won't go much more with my introductions. It's only a 30-minute